in through the nose and expanding the ribs in 3 dimensions. So you're really pulling all the breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale, you're pulling your ribs closer together. And just rock side to side, releasing any tension in your lower back. Maybe shrug your shoulders up and down a couple times. If you have any tension in your shoulders and your neck, rock your head side to side. You can also draw circles on the ceiling with your nose, changing directions. So just releasing tension. And then inhale again, and as you exhale, pulling your ribs together, pull your belly button in and up. And then again, deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale, pulling your belly in and up, drawing your ribs together. And then let's put our feet down on the mat, feet, knees, and hips in line, and just let your arms be heavy at your side and windshield wipe your knees side to side. Taking any tension now out of the low back, still pulling your belly in and up, still engaging your core. Lucy's decided she's going to stay right next to me. We'll see how that goes. Do a couple more side to side, maybe starting to make them a little bit more exaggerated if you're feeling nice and loose. And then you're going to bring your knees straight back to center so they're pointed right up towards the ceiling. Walk your feet in just a little bit, feet, knees, and hips in line. We're going to do a little pelvic rocking. So just thinking about your neutral, the neutral is where your hip bones and your pubic bone are in line. So it doesn't necessarily mean your back is completely pressed down into the mat. If you have a little curve naturally and the hip bones and pubic bone are in line, that's your neutral. So you can even put the heel of your palms on your hip bone and your fingers meet on your pubic bone and just find your neutral. And then as you inhale, you're going to lift your low back away from the mat, so tilting your pubic bone away, and you can see how it drops. Exhale using your core to tuck a little bit, bringing your low back into the mat. And then inhale, rocking it away, and exhale, pulling in more deeply. And then do it a couple times, not letting your feet move at all, letting your knees move. One more. Using the breath to control the movement. Coming back to your neutral. So now think of the hip bones. Using your core, pick up the right hip bone just a little bit. Come back to neutral, and then the left hip bone. Back to neutral and going side to side. So just using those oblique muscles to lift side to side. And it's a nice way to warm up the muscles, the tendons, everything in the low back, across the pelvis. And we'll do one more side to side, using your obliques. Coming back to your neutral. So now we're going to put it all together. So starting with tucking your tailbone, lifting your pubic bone up so your back gets more connected to the mat. Come back to neutral, lift your right hip up. Come back to neutral, bring your pubic bone away from you. So you're arching your back a tiny bit. Come back to neutral, left hip comes up. Neutral, pubic bone, neutral, right hip, neutral, arch a tiny bit, neutral, left hip. And then just reverse it, taking your time. Initiating from the core, one more. Coming back to that neutral. Arms at your side, let's do a bridge here. Using your core, make that tuck again. Start to rise up by lifting your hips up, pushing your knees away, turn on those triceps, bring your shoulders back. Big toes pressed down, so you're warming up the back side of the body now. Belly pulled in and up, you're lifting your pelvic floor. So you're pulling in with the core as much as you're squeezing from the back, so there's a sandwich here, and you're gonna slowly come down, one bone at a time. Release that pelvic tilt, inhale, exhale, use your core to make that pelvic tilt. You start to rise up, shoulders back and down, keep your shoulders away from your ears, straight line from your knees to your sternum, and then slowly coming down, one bone at a time. And let's do one more. Inhale, exhale, pelvic tilt, coming up one bone at a time. Weight rests on the shoulder blade, so there's no tension in your neck. You should be able to move your head side to side. Feel your triceps turn on to stabilize. And then slowly come down one bone at a time. And just pull your knees into your chest again and give a little rock side to side. And extend that left leg out. You're going to flex that foot, push through that heel, make that left leg as long as you can, and start to circle the right knee. So I was telling Lori I'm a little pooped today. So we're going to start nice and slow with some stretches. And then reverse the circle with that right knee. But try to keep the weight even across the back of the pelvis. So don't let your hips move side to side. Come back to the center, straighten out that right leg. Maybe you hold behind your hamstrings, your calf. Flex your foot, press your tailbone down, your hip bone down, press your foot up towards the ceiling. And then just gently bringing it closer. You can keep your head down. You can lift up into your C curve. Drop your belly button down, pull your shoulders away from your ears, and then flex and point. Keep your toes pointed and then circle your foot in one direction and then the other. If you're in your C curve, walk back down, flex your foot, and just let your leg float down with control. And then you're going to pull the left knee into your chest. Give it a little squeeze. You're pushing through the heel on the right side, lengthening up that right leg, and start to circle the left knee around. So you're just moving that femur head around in the hip joint, loosening everything up. Glue the back of the pelvis down onto the mat, and then straighten and extend that left leg. Flex the foot, press your hip down, press your foot up. Shoulders down. Gently pull. Key stay down or come up into your C curve, whatever works for you tonight. Drop your belly button down, don't let it pop up, and then you can flex and point just to deepen the stretch. You don't have to, it just deepens it if this feels good. Keep your toes pointed, circle your foot in one direction and then the other direction. Walk yourself back down and you're going to pull that knee into your chest, bring your right knee into the chest. So we're going to do the 100 here, but we're going to do something a little different. So we're going to break it down into sets of 20. And in between each set, we're going to throw in one of the ab series 5. So it works out perfectly. 5 sets of 20, 5 different exercises in between. So it's really not kosher in the Pilates world, but hey, we're going to try it and see how it goes. I just thought it would be something fun to try. So maybe each time we do the different sets of 20, you can try your legs in a different position. You can have your feet down on the mat to come up into the 100, and then we go into single leg stretch. And for the next set, maybe your legs are in chair, so you feel the difference, how it affects your core. So whatever works for you, find that first position that works for you for the first 5 sets of 20. Inhale, exhale, using your core to lift your chest, drop your belly, really reach with your arms, start pumping your arms, exaggerate it. So you're pressing down. Inhale, 3, 4, 5, exhale. Inhale, 3, 4, 5, exhale, super straight arms. Inhale, exhale, 3, 4, 5, one more set. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Stay lifted, pull the right knee and extend the left leg. Make sure you're within the frame of your body, switch sides. And switch. Flex your arms out to side. Pull the knee in with your core, then grab it with your hand. The opposite leg pushes out. Press. 4 more. And 3. And 2. And 1. Next set of 20 for the 100. Super straight arms. Inhale. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, curl a little higher. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, last set. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Stay lifted, pull your knees in, flex your arms out to the side, extend your arms and legs to a V, close the V, pull in with your core. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull in. 2 more, drop your belly button. Reach with your arms, but don't let your chest drop. 1 more, pull in, back to the 100. Inhale. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, inhale. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, pull your belly deeper. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, last set. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Just lower your head for a second. Rock your head side to side, rock your body side to side. Feel free to put your head down at any time if you're feeling any tension in your neck. So now we're up to scissors. Bring your legs straight up, coming up into your C curve. 2 hands behind the thigh or the calf. Reach away from you. See if you can pull yourself up higher, but pull your shoulders down. And then switch sides. Just hold it for the stretch first. Really reach and lengthen, extend that opposite leg, and then pick up the pace. Pull in with your core, then grab your leg. You can also have your arms at your side. And 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Back to the 100, however you want it to be. Inhale. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Last set. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Legs straight up, heels together, toes apart, hands behind the head, elbows wide, lower to your working level, pull in with your core. You're lengthening your legs, lifting up by pulling in more deeply with your core. Trying to get your shoulder blades up by pulling in with your core, not pulling with your neck. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, lift. 1 more. Back to the 100, last time. Inhale. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale, 3, 4, 5. Last set, curl higher. Exhale. Lower your head for a second, rock your head side to side. We're going to go into crisscross. Legs come to chair, hands behind the head, elbows are wide, shoulders are down. Inhale, exhale, use your core to lift your chest. You're going to hold it here, and now not letting your knees or hips move. You want your knees right over your hips. Lift up higher, curl over to the right, like you're trying to bring your shoulder towards your thigh. Keep that left hip down. Come center, twist to the left, elbows stay wide, twist to the right, and to the left, and to the right. Don't let your belly pop up, and to the left, to the right. Hold it, extend the opposite leg. Switch sides, really reach with that opposite leg, push it away, and switch, and switch. Keeping your leg lined up with your hip. Switch, pick up the pace. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pull your knees in, lower your head, rock your head side to side, rock your body side to side. Let's do some knee stirs. So 1 hand on each knee, make big circles away from each other. And then reverse your circles. Just letting the pelvis rock forward and back as you do. And then we're going to do a little oblique roll. So we're going to bring our legs back to that chair position, knees right over the hips. And you're going to hold it here. Bring your arms out to a T. Relax your shoulders. Now try not to think of moving your legs to the left. Pick up your right hip with your obliques and control your legs to the left till your knees are hovering above the mat. So it's really your obliques, not momentum from your legs. And then coming back to center, Now using your obliques, pick up your left hip with control, and you can look in the opposite direction. Relax that left shoulder as you go to the right. Obliques lift you back up. Start to pick up the right hip. Roll over to the left with control. Look to the right. Pause. Relax your shoulders so there's no momentum. You're using your core to lift back up. Opposite side, lift up that left hip with your obliques. Pause. Coming back to center. Let's do one more on each side. Now this time, we're going to go all the way to the right. Use your core to lift that hip. Come all the way to the right and just let your knees come down onto the floor. So you're in a side twist. Your legs are all the way down on the mat. Just first feel that stretch up that side, and then bring your hands behind your head. Elbows are wide, and we're going to do a chest lift here. So really pulling in with your core. Inhale, exhale, lift, lower, lift, lower. Trying to keep your elbows wide. It's the core lifting the chest up, and your obliques really working hard. Let's do 5 more, and 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Lift up, hold it here, little pulses up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come all the way down. Bring your arms back out to the side. Turn those obliques back on. Pull up with your obliques to lift your knees. Go across your body. Start to bring them down to the opposite side with control. Just let them rest for a second and feel that stretch up the right side. Hands come behind your head. You're going to do a chest lift straight up. So inhale, exhale, lift, lower, lift, lower. Lift that pelvic floor. Pull that belly button in towards your spine. 5 more, and 4, and 2, and 1. We're going to lift up, hold it up there. Little pulses up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come all the way down. Bring your arms back out to the side. Obliques, pull your knees back to center. Pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Bring your legs straight up towards the ceiling. They're just glued together parallel. And you want the weight of your legs directly over your tailbone. So if you can reach under and feel your tailbone lifted, pull it back down. Arms at your side, pull your shoulders back. We're going to do corkscrew. So your legs are glued together. And let's start with drawing a small circle on the ceiling. Don't let your hips move side to side. Come back to center. Now reverse that circle. Now make your circle a little bit bigger if you can do it with control without your hips moving side to side. And reverse. Inhale, circle around. Exhale, come back up. Stay here or try making it even bigger. So each time, maybe pushing the envelope a little bit more, seeing if you can make your circle bigger, but keep your belly button glued down, pelvis glued to the mat. One more to the left. Pull your knees in for a second, give your legs a little rest. We're going to add on here. So we're going to add a little hip lift. The hip lift comes because you curl your tailbone up, not because you swing and lift your legs up. So we'll do a little hip lift, and then we're going to swing our legs to the right, hip lift, circle to the left. So that's our corkscrew. So pull your shoulders down, press your triceps into the mat. Use your core to curl your tailbone up, roll down, circle to the right and around, and lift slowly with control. We're going to do 3 in each direction. Using your core to lift, not momentum from your legs, curl your tailbone, 1 more on each side. And then coming back to center, pull the right knee in, just let the left leg float down to the mat. Flex that left foot, extend that right leg up. We're gonna do leg circles here. So you're gonna point your toes on the right leg, rotate your knee to the right, and start to circle across the body to the right and lift. You can put your hands on your hip bones just to see that your hips aren't rocking side to side. So imagine your pelvis is glued down. You only make the circles as big as you can keep your pelvis from moving. Stop at the top, reverse your circles. Inhale, exhale, circle around. With control, no momentum. And you're making your leg as long as you can. One more. Lift and hold. We're gonna climb up that leg. So bring both hands behind the right thigh. Inhale, and as you exhale, you're gonna lift your head, shoulders, and shoulder blades. Climb up your legs, lift your chest. Elbows are wide. Climb back down with control. This time, maybe a little less arm, a little more core first, then you grab your leg and lift and lower. Come down with control as much as you go up with control. Lift your heart, shoulders down, lower down with control. Hold it here. We're gonna scissor our legs so that we have our left leg up, right leg comes down. Now the right leg is the anchor. You're gonna flex that foot, push through the heel, keep that right hip down. Point the toes on the left leg, rotate your knee to the left. Circle to the right, cross over, lift. Down, around, lift. If you really wanna test your control, bring your arms up towards the ceiling. So you're reaching up, but you're pulling into the shoulder socket at the same time to stabilize. One more to the right. Hold it. Now reverse those circles. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, exhale, lift. 3 more. Take your time so you really feel the weight of your leg challenging the stability in the core and your neutral spine. 1 more. Lift and hold it, 2 hands behind the left leg. Inhale, exhale, use your core to pull yourself up, then walk up, lift your chest, elbows wide, walk down with control. Inhale, exhale, climbing up. Chest is lifted and slowly coming down. Let's do 1 more. Hold it here. Lift your chest. Can you pick up the right leg, but don't pick it up, lengthen it like you're trying to touch that wall. Hold it here. Release the left leg, bring those 2 legs together, lower down, stretch forward. Just release any tension, flex your feet so you feel a stretch in the hamstrings, restack your spine. Separate your legs a little bit so they're even with your hips. Arms are reaching forward, lift up, lengthen from the top of the head through the tailbone as you hinge forward and reach. Stretching out the spine, use your core to restack. Inhale, lift, and exhale, flexing forward. And then restack your spine. And then 1 more. And restack your spine. We're going to do a little neck pull here. So we're sitting up tall with a flat back. We're going to bring our arms straight up towards the ceiling. Shoulders are down, and we're going to start to hinge back with a flat back. You can also have your hands across your chest if the weight of the arms is too much. Weight is behind the tailbone. Hold it, lengthen. Press your arms back, tuck your tailbone. Slowly come down, 1 bone at a time. Inhale, exhale, arms go up. Head, shoulders, and shoulder blades come up. Stretch forward, restack, arms come up. Shoulders down, hinge back with a flat back. Find your challenge point, hold it, press your arms back. As you do, start to tuck your tailbone. Come down slowly, keep reaching with your arms. Coming down is just as difficult as coming back up. Pull your belly in, keep your neutral spine. Lift your arms, head, shoulders, and shoulder blades. Let's do that 1 more time. Stretch it forward, restack. Lift your arms, shoulders down. Start to hinge back as you inhale. Hold, lengthen, press your arms back, tuck your tailbone. Keep pressing your arms behind your shoulders as you come down with control. We're going to come up one more time. And stretch it all the way forward, releasing any tension. And then restack your spine. Grab some water if you need it. We're going to do a reverse table here. So you're going to bend your knees, your feet, knees, and hips are in line, and your hands are behind your hip bone. So your fingertips are behind your hips, facing forward. When we lift our hips up, you just want to make sure you're not letting your shoulders round forward. So always pulling your shoulders back, neck is long. Inhale, exhale, lift your hips up till you're in a reverse table. You're looking forward. Pull your belly in. You could balance a glass of water here. So keep it nice and straight from your knees to your sternum, big toes pressed down. Coming down, but don't touch the floor. Squeeze back up. Belly pulled in tight. Inhale, exhale, lift back up. And then down. And lift. Lift the weight out of your shoulders and your wrists. Let's do one more, then we're going to add some marching if you choose. You can stay here or try some marching, keeping your leg with that 90-degree angle as you lift it from the hip. Opposite leg, but don't let your hips drop. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Keep squeezing your glutes. Keep pulling your shoulders back, lifting your weight up. One more on each side. Hold it. Slowly lower down. Sit crisscross and just walk it forward. Pressing your tailbone in one direction, the top of your head in the other, just releasing any tension in your back. Walk your hands back in. So we're going to do a little side lift now. So you're going to sit to the side. Let's bring both of your legs to your left side. And your right hand is to the side, and you want it fairly in line with your knees. So maybe just a little bit behind your knees. You're going to reach your left hand out to the side, palm towards the ceiling. And you're going to press into the mat, lift your hips up, reach your arm overhead. And slowly come down with control, but don't touch the mat. Squeeze back up and reach. Lower down. Lift up and reach. Lengthen up that whole left side. One more time. Lift and reach. Hold it here. Extend that left leg out so your toes on the mat or on the floor. You're a straight line from your fingertips to your toe, then lift and lower that leg. Nice job. Lengthen that leg. 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it up, little circles forward, the size of a tennis ball. Hold. Try not to arch your back. Keep that neutral. Hold and lengthen. Elbow to knee. Push out. Resist as you press out. Pull in with your obliques. Push. Pull in, press. 2 more. Take your time. It's from the obliques, then you bring your knee and your elbow. 1 more. Press. Bend that knee, let it join the other knee. Lower down with control. Grab your ankles with your left hand. We'll do a little mermaid here. So push yourself up so your shoulders and hips are in line. Reach out with the right arm. Lift, then curl. Sit up tall, place your right hand down. Come onto your elbow, curl away. Lift up, curl and reach. Sit up tall, reach up that left side. 1 more. Make yourself really long up that side body. Come all the way up. Swing your legs to the other side. So now they're on my right side. My left hand is down on the mat. It's almost in line with my knees so that when I come up, I'm in a straight line. Right arm is reaching out to the side. I'm going to lift up And then start to lower down, but don't touch the mat. Lift back up. And lower. And lift. And lift your hips and reach your arm overhead, ear and bicep in line. One more. Lift and hold. Extend that leg out. Let your toe touch the mat. Then lift and lower with control. Trying not to let your weight start to sink into your left hand. Reaching with that right arm. 8, 9, 10. Hold it, lengthen, circle forward. Little circles. And reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5. Elbow to knee. Push. Elbow to knee. Press. Obliques pull in. Press out with control. 2 more. Press out, hold. Bring the knees together. Come down with control. Right hand grabs your ankles. Pull yourself up so you're sitting up tall. Extend your left arm, shoulders down. Lift through the rib cage as you lift and curl to the right. Come up tall. Place that left hand down. Curl in the opposite direction. Try not to push off as much as you use those side body muscles to lift you up. Coming up tall and curl. 2 more. Exhale as you curl over, reach, press your hip away. 1 more. Lift, inhale, exhale, curl. And the opposite direction. Find length up that side, press your hip away, pull yourself all the way up. Let's come onto our stomachs for a little bit. So flip over onto your stomach. Hands are right under the shoulders. You can bring your knees out slightly wider than your hips, turn your knees out to the side, and that can help reduce any tension in your low back. Hands are under your shoulders. Your head is hovering above the mat. So we're going to lift our chest, and as we do, keeping our shoulders down, your hands are going to lift up too. So you're going to lift your chest, hands come with you. Press your pubic bone down, lift your belly button up off that imaginary blueberry right under your belly button. Don't squish it. Inhale as you lift your chest, lengthen, exhale, lower. Lift, but in your mind, visualize getting longer from the tail of your tailbone through the crown of your head and lower. So it's an active lift. You're not letting your weight go down into your low back. Belly button is lifted, pubic bone is pressed down. 2 more. Breathe in through the nose to the back of the rib cage. Exhale, lift your belly button up. 1 more. And lower. Now we're gonna either continue there if that feels like enough work, or we're gonna add on from here. So we're gonna lift up, hold it, extend your right arm, pull in, maybe a little bit higher if you can, extend the left arm without your chest dropping, pull in, lower. Lift, right arm, left arm, lower. Now both arms, press out, pull in, lower. See how that makes your chest want to drop. Try to lengthen instead of drop down. Press your pubic bone down, reach, pull in, lower. 1 more, up, reach, pull in. Now we're going to add on again. We're going to lift. We're going to go right into breaststroke. Dive forward, push the water away, lift your chest a little bit more, lengthen, hands come back under your shoulders. Inhale, press out and lift. Exhale, coming back into your start position. 3 more. Keep pressing that pubic bone down. Keep lifting your belly button up. 1 to go. Dive forward, press back, lengthen, come all the way down. Hands under the shoulders, push up and back into child pose. Just releasing any tension in your low back, walking your fingertips forward, chest on your thighs. Add any movement that feels good. Maybe moving your hips side to side, rolling your wrist around if you have any tension in your wrist. And then inhale, exhale, rounding through the spine, coming up onto your hands and knees, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and just let the tops of your feet be flat on the mat. We're going to move through a few cat-cow stretches. So first, find your neutral, lift your weight out of your shoulders, and then inhale, you're going to lift your tailbone, lift your chest. And as you exhale, it's the core that lifts the back, tucks your tailbone, and you drop your head. Inhale, head and tailbone come up. Exhale, initiating from the core. Let's do 2 more. If it feels good to add any side-to-side movement, or maybe sitting back on your heels, make it a moving cat-cow. Sitting back, rounding through the spine as you come up, do whatever feels good. Just releasing any tension in your low back, in your shoulders. Coming back to your neutral spine. We're going to hold it here. You're going to reach your right arm forward, trying not to let your weight sink to that left side. Really lengthen. You want it about even with your shoulder. Now, keeping your hips in line, extend your left leg. So if your left hip is starting to rise up, bring it down so you're straight across. Shoulder over your hand. So adjust if you need to. Lift and lower. Using your glute, reaching with your arm. 8, 9, 10. Hold it here. Really lengthen, then inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to tuck our tailbone, bring our elbow to the knee. Resist as you press out. Inhale, exhale, pull in. So it's coming from the core, elbow to knee, press out. Pull in, press out, pull in, press out. Hold it here. Bring your right hand down. Really press into both hands evenly. We're going to do some push-ups here. So keeping those hips in line, you just drop your chest down, press up. Push into that left hand. Keep everything even. It's like you're a seesaw, dropping your chest. It's a lot of triceps here. Let's do 5 more. Keep reaching with that left leg. 3, and 4, and 5. Extend that leg, bring that knee down. Reset, recenter, maybe roll your wrists around if you're feeling tension in your wrists. Pick your weight up out of your shoulders, out of your wrist, and extend your left arm out. Try to get it even with your shoulder. Spine is neutral. Extend the right leg out. Really lengthen. Belly is lifted, hips in line, lift and lower. Keep breathing. Shoulders down. 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it. Lengthen. Inhale, exhale. Pull in with your core to bring your elbow to knee. Resist as you press out. Pull in. Push. Pull in. Push. 2 more. Take your time. Really resist the motion in both directions, creating more tension. Press out, hold, find your balance, hips in line. Left hand comes down, really push into that right hand. Elbows go straight back, and you push up. We're going to do 10. Keep breathing. 5 more. Belly lifted. And 3. Reach with that right leg. It's not just hanging out in space. It's really active. Last one. Bring that knee down. Sit back in child pose again for a second. Just release that tension. Maybe roll your wrist around again. And then inhale. As you exhale, we're going to come back up again, but this time we're going to come into a forearm plank. So when you come down into your plank, you can have your hands down flat, your middle finger in line with your elbow, or you can clasp your hands together. So whichever way works for you, just make sure your shoulders and elbows are in line. Step back with the right foot. Just push into that heel for a second. Feel that little stretch. Step back with that left foot. Find your plank. Little tuck to the pelvis. Lift yourself up. You're pushing through the heels. Just a little tuck. You don't want to be in a pike all the way up here, and you don't want your hips sagging either. So find that spot, find that form with strength. And then holding it here, without your hips dropping, tap your right knee down, lift, left knee down, lift. Right knee lift, lift up out of your shoulders. Left knee lift. Right knee lift, left knee lift. Keep going. Keep breathing. Trying not to let your weight sink. 2 more on each side. Hold it here. Now both knees. Lift. Lift. Try not to let your hips drop. Let's do 3 more. 2, 1. Hold it. Child pose once more. Maybe roll your shoulders forward and back a little bit. Release any tension in your shoulders if you're feeling compression. Both hands to the right side, left hand on top, drop your left hip down. Feel a stretch up that left side. And then inhale, and as you exhale, switch sides. Right hand is on top, belly lifted, drop your right hip down. And then coming back to center, rounding through the spine, just do a quick cat-cow to reset. Just do a couple. And then you're gonna come to a sitting position, but then we're gonna spring our legs to the left side. We're gonna do side lying with our legs to the left. So stretching out onto your right side, you can have your arm extended with your head on your arm, or you can pop your head up and rest your head in your hand. Whatever you do, you want to make sure you're not sinking into the mat. So those obliques resting against the mat are turned on. Everything is working. The bottom leg is reaching. The core is pulled in. Your pelvic floor is lifted. You can have the top arm on your hip, the mat in front for support, or like Joe, behind your head. Glue your legs together, bring them forward just a tiny bit. We're gonna start with pendulum, lift the top leg even with your hip, flex your foot, go forward, hold, point, bring it behind you. So don't think of swinging, think of gliding across a table, lengthening your leg. So there's no momentum. You really feel that stretch. Hips are stacked the whole time. Rib cage does not move. 1 more. Taking your time. Legs come together, rotate your knee towards the ceiling. Lift with control, flex, feel that stretch, press and resist. Point, lift with control, flex, push down. Turn on those inner thighs, so send your energy there. You pull your legs together with your inner thighs. 2 more. Shoulders stacked, 1 more. And press down. Now point, lift, hold it up here. Find your top point, and from there start to circle forward. Half in front of the bottom leg, half behind. Lift, hold. Circle forward. Hold. Try to hit the same spot at the top every time. 2 more. Last one. Try to keep your hips from moving forward and back. Hold it. Now reverse it. Half behind the bottom leg, half in front. Lift. Down, around, lift. If your arms, both arms are bent, keep that top elbow going straight up towards the ceiling. Lift. 1 more. Around, lift. Bring your legs together, hip height. Knee is forward, toes are pointed, little circles. Reach your leg like you're trying to touch the wall on the opposite side of the room. Lengthening those muscles out. Getting a little traction in that hip, really reaching. Hold, reverse your circles. They're the size of a tennis ball, really small. The focus is on the length. And rest your legs. Bend your knees a little bit, and you're going to take that top leg, bring it straight in front. Flex the foot, lift and lower. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold it, circle. And reverse. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just lay that leg down. If you're feeling tight in the glutes, just give it a little pat. Come onto your back. The right foot is down. You're crossing the left foot above the right knee, and just feel that stretch. Maybe use your hand to guide that left leg, that left hip open a little bit more. And then reach between your legs, grab behind the right thigh. Figure 4 stretch, pulling in with your core, shoulders down. Maybe pressing your left elbow into your left thigh to deepen the stretch. And we're going to come up into our C curve. Our left hand is going to go through the middle of the floor. The right hand is to the right of the right leg. So inhale, exhale, lifting up. And then you're going to push your arms forward by curling up a little bit more. So don't think of reaching with your arm. Press forward. Press forward. You're trying to touch the wall by lifting with your core, not reaching with your arm. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, pull those knees in, rock side to side. And then just kick your legs, roll up. We're going to come on to the other side. So bring your legs to the left side. Stretch out. Hips are stacked. Bring your toes forward just a little bit so you can see your toes. Decide where you want to put your hand. Lift the top leg even with your hip. Flex your foot. Glide it forward. Hold. Point. Reach behind you. Making sure your weight isn't sinking into the mat. Hips are stacked. Shoulders are stacked. Rib cage doesn't move. And then you're going to bring your legs together, toes are pointed, rotate your knee towards the ceiling, lift up, hold, flex, resist. Use your inner thighs to draw your legs together. You lift as high as you can without your hips starting to hike up. Point, lift, press down, one more. Flex, push. Now point, lift, hold it up there. Start to circle forward, half in front of the bottom leg, half behind, lift with control. Big circle, half in front, half behind, lift. Trying not to throw your leg up. You're lifting with control, one more. Hold, now reverse those circles. And lift, keep those hips stacked, core pulled in. Core is stabilizing your torso. 2 more. Hold it up, lower that leg down, hips are stacked, point your toes, really little circles as you're reaching and lengthening that right leg. Hold it, reverse. And lower that leg down. You're going to bend your knees, hips are stacked, extend that left leg out. Point, you're flexing your foot, lift that leg. And then circle it forward. Try not to sink down and reverse. 3, 4, 5. Just lay that down, pad out your glute if you're feeling tight. Come onto your back again. We'll do the same stretch on the other side. Plant your left foot down, cross your right foot over the left knee. First, with your foot down, just feel that stretch there in the glute and in the hip. If you want to deepen it, maybe just gently press on your right thigh. And then you're going to grab behind the left thigh with 2 hands. Maybe press your elbow into the right thigh. Core pulled in and up, shoulders down. Take that stretch as deep as it feels good for you tonight. You want to get to that point where you feel a good stretch. It might be a little bit uncomfortable, but you don't want to be in pain. So find that spot where you get your best stretch. Pull your belly in, come up into your C curve, right hand through the center, left hand on the outside of your left leg, and then curling up. Not with your neck, not with your arms, by dropping your belly button down, using your core to lift your chest. Still opening up that right hip. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down with control. Pull both knees into your chest. Rock side to side. And now instead of doing knee stir, circles away, circle both knees together in one direction. And then the other direction. I had a lot more fun things planned to do, different rolling things, but I'm a little tired tonight, so I think we'll just finish with a stretch here. It's been about an hour. Come back to center, bring your feet down, even with your hips, windshield wiper side to side. Just let the weight of your legs give you that little release in your back, stretching out those hip flexors. Coming back to center, heel toe your feet to the outer edge of the mat and just let your knees come to the center. So you feel a stretch in the outer thighs. Arms can stay at your side. You can have goalpost arms and get the upper body stretch. You can bring your hands together over your head, wherever you want to take that stretch. Just try to keep your ribs together, your back connected to the mat. Belly pulled in and up. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, pulling your ribs together, pulling your belly button down. And now heel toe your feet to the center of the mat and bring the soles of your feet together and slowly just let your knees start to open wide. And then gravity takes over as your knees open and you get that inner thigh stretch. So just take your time, especially if you're tight. Try not to arch your low back, keep that neutral spine. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, pulling in with your core, slowly start to bring your knees back up towards the ceiling. Pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself another squeeze. Kick your legs, roll up. We're going to sit crisscross. Shoulders over the hips. Pull your shoulders down. Neck is long. Lift your ribs up off your pelvis. And then just take a deep breath in. Shoulders stay down. Exhale, get taller as you push the air away. Let's do that again. Deep breath in. Right hand takes just below the left wrist. Go up and over to the right. Keep your left hip down. Come back to center, switch sides. Lift, then curl and reach, lengthening. Right hip stays down. Back to center, push the air away, shoulders down. One more deep breath in. And exhale, let all the air out. And that's it.